Hello, BrickDark here, and today I'm reviewing the LEGO Star Wars AT-AT set from 2014. It has 5 minifigures, 1,137 pieces, and retailed for $110 in the United States. Here is General Veers, who is the only named character in the set. Now, this is a slightly different design from the 2020 version. The face print is different, and the torso print might be different. But this was the first time we had gotten this color palette using sand blue instead of just a flat gray. He does have a pretty nice face print, because we usually only get one face print of the microphone, so it's nice to get another variation of it. He comes with a pretty standard electro binoculars piece. Not too much else with this figure. Is the AT-AT driver, and this was also a new color palette for 2014, and this is not really that common. We get this kind of design with maybe some slight variations in 3 sets, I think, maybe an advent calendar, but it's not that common of a figure. He does use the TIE pilot helmet with some nice printing. Angry clone face. There's a breathing apparatus, and comes with a small blaster. Here's the Snow Trooper Commander, and this is an exclusive figure to the set for that torso print. You can see just a little marking there to indicate rank. He does have that new Snow Trooper helmet piece, this was the first year they used that. They had used the old mold all the way up until 2013. Has some pretty nice back torso printing, as well as this cloth piece that goes around the legs. Overall, very nice and complete figure. Finally, you have the normal Stormtrooper or Snow Trooper. You get 2 of in this set. Different torso print, as you can see, does not have that little marking, but it's about the same. Angry clone face underneath, and then if you remove this backpack, which is a nice printed tile and you do get an extra one of in the set, you can see just a little bit more of that back torso printing. But that's it for the minifigures of the set. Let's take a look at the AT-AT itself. This is a pretty big boy. So let's start up at the head. So you do have some interesting part usage for the guns, where they use a shovel piece with some attachments at the end. You can lift up this piece and you can fit in both General Veers and the AT-AT driver. It is quite a tight fit. You can also see there's a little control panel. You can fit them in. You could even fit them in with their accessories, which is pretty cool. But it is, as I said, a very tight fit. You're not really gonna have a lot of playability in there. You can get him in. And yeah, they fit. It is very tight. You can close that up. If I actually get this down properly, you can close that up very nicely. Now there is some spring-loaded shooters, which are hidden pretty well at the back. You ain't going to see them from the front. You can just push down on these. They shoot out. Pretty standard stuff. You can move the AT-AT's head right here, but then you can also move the neck to get more posability. Then moving to the center bit, you can flip up each of these panels. You can fit all of your Snow Troopers in there and maybe a couple more. Now there is an interesting little play feature where if you pull this back part, the hatch down there lifts open. Now I'm not really sure why they decided to include this feature, but it's a cool feature, I guess. You can just pull this part back. I will say the lever to pull it back does fall off sometimes, so that's a bit of a complaint. Again, I don't really see why this needs to be a feature on the AT-AT. I think it makes more sense to have Luke, but whatever. Then, if you move down to the legs, each of these legs has 2 socket joints. So if we put this on the side so it doesn't fall over, you can move it right here and at the knee. You can also move the feet, kind of. You can see how these inner technic workings to get the thing to walk, and you can have some pretty cool poses, like you can have it as it's fallen down or it's taken down. There's not a lot. I will say though, if this is on a high place, it is prone to falling if it's not secure. So if you want the best thing, it's best to keep it as these are all straight. Now, one small thing I'm not a fan of is that they don't have this back part toed off, I guess would be the word. Like these parts don't really have a toe or as prominent of a toe as the other three parts. They fixed that on the 2020 version. It's very tall, as I said, and so it's definitely gonna make an impression. For 110 bucks, this is a really good deal back in the day. So there's not really that much else going on with the build of this. So let's take a look at the packaging. Box is a big $100 box, maybe slightly bigger. In the back you can see some of the features of the set, as well as that nice 2014 box art with Vader. Really like that. You get two decently large instruction booklets. On the back of one it has an ad for Lego Club, as well as a minifigure checklist, but not a sets preview of all the sets from this wave. So overall, the 2014 AT-AT is by no means a bad set. You do get some very nice figure selections, which for the time were a lot better and cooler than I feel like they are now, because they're much more commonplace. Because you could only get the snowtroopers in this set and the snowspeeder, so they were quite valuable at the time. Since then, there's come a lot of other sets, but still, they are very cool. And the AT-AT is a very accurate model. It's not quite as accurate as the 2020 version, but it still is very accurate. Now, a couple of small things I have qualms is that it's a bit unstable when it's not in this position, and also that little hatch that you can pull out, that part comes off a lot. So overall, I'd give this set an 8 out of 10. I would say probably get the 2021 if you don't have an AT-AT, but if you're planning on getting the 2021 and don't feel like dropping over 300 bucks to get two AT-ATs to have a more complete Hoth battle, you can probably go for this. Probably not that much sealed, and it's probably going to go down with a new one coming out. I'm looking forward to getting the 2021 and doing a comparison with this one, so stay tuned for that when that does inevitably come out. Anyways, see you guys later. Peace.